For attending today. This is one of those days you look back and makes me feel a bit old and wondering where the time went, because believe it or not, today we're announcing Giuliano Celenza's retirement at the end of the season. Not now, at the end of the season. And we'll be honoring Jules this Friday night at the arena prior to the game, so Friday, March 4th. We'll be honoring him. And for me, to look back, I've known Jules, as those people here know, I've known him for a long time, not only through his high school season at Curley, seasons at Curley, Essex Community College, and UMBC, but as a youth player in the neighborhoods, as I actually began by coaching his older brother at one time, and Jules was a young kid running around. And the story I really haven't even talked to Jules about that I always remember is the day after his senior year when they lost the high school championship. And they lost on a goal scored by a name that might be familiar to everyone, a free kick by a guy named P.J. Wakefield for Calvert Hall, and they lost 1-0, Jules' senior year and P.J.'s junior year. And the next day, Jules would happen to be dating a girl that was on my daughter's team also. We had a game the next day. I was coaching the Bays at the time, but also being a good dad, coaching my daughter's team. And Jules was there that next day. And I remember going up to him and I said, I'm glad to see you here, Jules. A lot of people would be sulking and sitting at home. And I'm glad to see you came out, because we were actually playing in Pennsylvania that day. Came out to watch the game, and it's good for you. And as that game was going, we were losing 1-0. And as outdoor games go, you're out playing a team and you're hitting shots after shots, and the ball's going out and the clock doesn't stop and the goalkeeper's taking forever to get the ball back in play. And I can remember yelling over, Jules, we need somebody to get behind the goal, and get the ball back and play for us. And there he went tracking back there, and the girls came out, won that game 2-1 due to the best ball boy we ever had, Giuliano Celenza. So well done, Jules, good job. But with Jules, we a little bit different, because Jules was a very special player, a little bit of trial under fire. We signed Jules right away, and his very first game, he scored the winning goal. We went up to Philadelphia. He scored the winning goal. Now, we know that was a good sign. Now, I didn't remember this until Jules told me, but now I did recall once he said, Jules scored on a head ball. Now, Jules didn't score many head balls prior to that, and Jules hadn't scored a lot of head balls since then, but he got the game-winning goal that night on a head ball, and his career was off and running at that point in time. And you know, learning by trial and error on the other side. I can remember one of our first games was also in Milwaukee. Milwaukee had benches. The doors were very far apart in Milwaukee, and one of his first games he got hit by the guy going in one door and then sub coming out the other door, and a goal was scored. And he came down with his head down and was like, hey, don't worry about it. You know, that won't happen again. You've learned from it. So Jules had a terrific career, got off to a great start. You see what he did. The 03-04 season, he was selected to the All-Star team that year, and he certainly showed that he deserved to be there, because he was named the MVP of the game, the All-Star game in 03-04. 04-05, he was 5th in the league in scoring, and was named the second team All-League. The following year, 05-06, he was 5th in the league in points again, but he was 1st in total goals, scored more total goals than anybody in the league, and he was named first team All-League selection. From that point, he continued to produce right up to the present time. Right now, Jules has 11 goals this year, 26 points. He ranks 5th on the team in scoring this year. And he's only one of 4 players to record 400 points in his Baltimore career. He's got 424 points. Only 4 people have more than 400 over their career in Baltimore. But most importantly, I know that Jules and that Danny, his coach, next to him, and all the players, Jules has been a member of 5 championship teams, and he certainly hopes to add another one this year as we go into the stretch run here. While we're proud of every player on our roster, I think anybody knows me knows personally, I'm really happy when we can select players from this area. And because we want to win, and we want to win very badly, it's important to select the right ones. And I think without a shadow of a doubt, the guy I have the honor of introducing here was running the right one, Giuliano Celenza. Jules?
I never thought this day would come, to be honest with you. You know, doing something I love for 11 years in my hometown has been great. You know, I can't thank Kevin, I can't thank Ed enough to be able to, you know, to play here. I still remember the day I was brought in, and you know, and Ed stood up and he said, you know, Jules, he's like, you will be taken care of here in Baltimore. And you know, like I said, I can't thank him enough. You know, it's been 11 seasons, and you know, it's been a dream to win 5 championships here, and you know, and to go out on top this year with number 6 would just put the icing on the cake for me. You know, over the 11 years, I met a lot of guys, and you know, guys that come out here today to support me. You know, Pat Morris, who's been in the league forever, was a great addition to our team this year. Millwood, you know, Pat Healey's having a great season, young guy. You know, Robbie, Billy, who was brought in with me, and then you know, even the guys that are already retired, and Jason Dieter and Lance Johnson. You know, and to Coach BK too, and Naka. Every day, you know, they taught me a lot, and hopefully my knowledge of the games teach our young guys, you know, the Max Ferdinands and the Pat Healey of today, that you know that this organization is going with. You know, and I can't thank the fans enough. Probably the best fans in the Major Indoor Soccer League. You know, they support everything we do, and I'd like to thank them for all the support over the years. And you know, and I'm just gonna end with, you know, I'm gonna miss the game of soccer. Be able to play in front of a great crowd. And thank you for that.
But we'd like to bring up Robbie Aristodemo as our captain. He's also Jules' roommate on the road. So Robbie, come up and say a few words for the team.
Well, it's a perfect opportunity for me to take a few shots, you know, against Jules being my roommate, but I'll let it slide. You know, it's a great honor being up here talking about my roommate, obviously one of my great friends with the Blast, and obviously a terrific player. He's had an outstanding career. You know, it's been a pleasure playing with him. He's one of those guys that if you give him an inch in the box, he'll find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. So for me, he's probably been one of the most clinical finishers that the Blast has ever had. There's obviously been a few, but he's up there in the top 5 for sure as far as finding the back of the net with you know, a little seam here or there. But I think I'll leave with you know, if I had a draft pick, he would be my #1 draft pick if we were going into a final. For some reason, Giuliano elevates his game, which all good players do in the games that mean the most. And since I've been on the team, 3 championships and hopefully a 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Obviously, it's, you know, a special occasion as well as a sad occasion. You know, Jules has been a tremendous player for many years, and you know, he's got all the stats, but for me, it's not always about the stats. You know, I played with Jules for many years, and for me, he was one of the, or if not the best finisher I've ever seen. You know, his first touch and his ability to finish and find a goal are second to none. You know, and in a word, I describe him as special. Aren't too many players I describe like that. You know, Jason Dieter maybe, another one. But just kidding, Jason. But you know, all kidding aside, you know, I've enjoyed my time playing with Jules. We had a great relationship as teammates, a guy I'd always look for to get the ball to, because I know he could get the job done. You know, as a coach, it's funny with some of these guys, our relationships have obviously changed. Jules is probably going to hear me in his nightmares yelling at him, "Jules, Jules, get back!" But you know, that's my job. Again, like I said, pleasure playing with him. Been a tremendous career for Jules, and you know, there's only a few of us been part of 5 championships, and we're pushing towards that 6th. And Jules, tremendous career. Let's keep it going. I know you have a few more goals in you, and you know, we look forward to seeing you on Friday night. Thanks a lot.
I want to make sure that Jules doesn't hold back on the goal part of what Kelly was just talking about. We fully expect to have the championship game here. We don't expect to back into it by going into the semifinal. We want to win. Everybody knows that, and we're going to make sure that we're going to satisfy all the fans, myself, Kevin, everybody, that we're going to bring another championship back into Baltimore. I wanted to mention he's had a great career. The pinnacle of it was in the All-Star game in 2003-04 season, where he was the MVP. He really played a great game and really distinguished himself, and really showed that he could play with anybody. So we're happy that he stayed here in Baltimore and played for the Baltimore Blast. So thank you all for coming.